All right, guys, so this week's episode is going to be interesting because we're going to have kind of a build-off. And what I mean about a build-off is two different units, so it's going to be hard to choose. Do I choose Brad's RZR Pro S or do I choose Pop's 1000 Polaris Expedition? So here's the deal. Brad's going to fix his up the way he wants, and I'm going to fix mine up the way I want. But at the end of the day, I want you to pretend like if I was going to get one of these for free and I could only pick one, which one would it be? Obviously, it'll be mine because I've already went to the website of Polaris and checked this out. I actually got a little carried away and I ordered everything they had for it, which is the rack. I'm going to build a light bar off it. But here's the coolest thing I got. Most of you know that I am from Montana. Doug. I can't even believe that these are on their website.
No! What are... You guys already starting? You got tracks?
You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to see what I'm doing.
Why did you get tracks? Literally no snow here. Look, we don't even live in a snow climate.
I'm from Montana and I want tracks. Get this.
Those are sick, but seriously, dude.
Hey, look at everything is on the website. It's like you almost don't even have to.
Oh, those are
look.
actual Polaris's? Why are you getting tracks? Is that what you're putting on there?
Because at the end of the day, they're gonna say, okay,
You're never gonna use
do I want dads or do I want peewees? They're gonna say dad.
Dude, you're never gonna put these on.
Wait, he's a dad too.
Yeah, I am a dad. Holy cow. You got all this? Is all this Polaris brand stuff?
Yes. Look at these babies.
Oh, those are
Those,
gonna be so nice. That's probably the only thing that isn't pointless that you ordered.
Sun visor so I can see you behind me.
Is there a mirror in them? I don't think so. Well, I actually didn't even know you guys started this, but we are starting this little fun build-off, and we are going to let you at home vote which unit you like better, which is probably going to be mine because my dad is going to end up.
You're going to want it better because they're both going to be nice.
Yeah, but
It's which one if they could take it
yours
home.
is like granny.
Okay, okay.
Only because the driver.
Okay. We'll see. The whole thing is which one would you take home if you could only take one at the end of the day? And that's all we need to say.
I will say, but my dad's unit is freaking so sick. Full AC, heat, enclosed. He's gonna fix it up and make it pretty awesome. We got a lot of things we're working on, from suspension to graphics to all the accessories, lighting, everything like that. So his is gonna be like full luxury, like something that it's basically like a Lamborghini that goes off-road. That's what his is gonna be. Mine, I wanna kind of set up and make like a race car. And what's cool is this car from the factory, I could go race it exactly how it is, put it that way. There's zero changes I would make. Me personally, racing so much throughout my career, I kind of know like the little things that I would like to just kind of modify, just like anyone would, whether you're racing mudding or desert racing or anything like that. And one of them being, I want to get this car to be basically slammed, lowered. I'm actually going to take suspension out of the car, which is kind of dumb to do.
Oh my God, you're putting me to sleep with your...
He doesn't even know what to say. All right, long story short, first upgrade I'm doing, we're taking the car. I'm not even gonna tell my dad what we're doing, but we are going, you know what, let's just go. So there's what my dad's gonna do right there, full on mud rig. That truck is legit. So Pops don't know where we're going, but we're going over our friend's shock therapy. We actually met them when we did the Razor 800 video and all of our shocks were blown out. And they fully rebuilt them. So we're gonna go there. I'm gonna kind of just explain to them what I'm thinking, what I want. They have different springs, everything to actually lower down our car. And then we're just gonna kind of dial in everything from that point forwards. Let's just get there and then we'll kind of go from there. So this is exactly what we're gonna do to ours. Dude, this thing is huge.
What we're gonna do with your car, we're just gonna set it up how you exactly how you want it.
Basically what I want is like, when I used to race the truck series for like 5 years,
Okay.
I always had my truck slammed.
Right.
Like I always had 10 inches ride height. I think on this particular one, I'd like to start at like 12 inches. because the short course on the East Coast is way different than on the West Coast.
Right.
So I'd like to have it at 12 inches, but really what I'm looking for is how our truck used to be set up is it was in deep ruts. I would hit the ruts, and instead of it having body roll, it would kind of just pop itself. So the stability is like what I'm looking for. The suspension, as far as how the car handles right now when I hit jumps and stuff, it feels incredible. It's actually probably one of the smoothest cars I've ridden in.
Okay.
But I'm really looking for like the stability aspect and the ride height to be lower.
Right. Everything that we have is adjustable. So we typically go with like a 1/4 inch to an 1/8 inch towed in on everything, right? So we set it up, close to factory.
Hey, don't
as
be
possible.
telling everyone our secrets.
Whoa.
Easy. We're going to race, big dog. Keep all that to
Man,
yourself.
this is all stuff that we do for everyone. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
so, we could make changes for your
So
liking.
our
Right? So-
changes, we ain't telling you guys. Oh, this is awesome right here. I feel like I'm special for once.
So this is this is your cart of all your stuff.
Holy cow!
We're gonna hook you up with everything that we have.
I told
Literally
Austin, I said, look, man, this thing needs to be low and like I need to race it like hardcore. And now it's like this is a lot.
These are billet forks. Basically, a big fail point for any kind of shock with the fork deal is the shafts typically shear off clean at the base of this fork. So what we went and did, and we just cupped and braced the whole shaft so that way the side load is not going to bend it off and break it. And then with our retainers, it kind of helps reinforce all that. So it's
Jeez. See, this is what's cool. When Pops and I were racing, it was just him and I. And so we didn't have like a huge team. So like when we had a failure, we had to figure it out ourselves. What's cool is they've already kind of figured out people like me that put it through like some gnarly testing where some break points are. So that's beautiful.
He probably read and knows a little bit about it. You destroy everything that you get in.
Well, at this point, I mean, I guess we just kind of let you guys go for it.
we're gonna keep you low, and that's gonna take a little bit of figuring, but we can get you dialed in. Yeah, that's no problem for us.
Well, let's let these boys get to work.
Dude, with what we're doing, you should be placing first every single event.
So what you're saying is you guys at Shock Therapy takes all responsibility if I win?
100%.
What about if I crash?
That's on you, dude.
Time for air.
Yeah? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Dude, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that looks.
Those look awesome, Shane. Holy
I think
cow.
you're right. Yeah.
Hey, that red pops.
It does.
See, the sample didn't look that red.
It's hard until you see like a bunch of them together.
Wow.
Yeah, those are, I don't even think those should go in.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I went with that
I
gray
love
suede.
Yeah.
Does that look crazy?
This is bougie. Way too bougie for off-road rig,
Wow.
That looks 10 times better.
So I'm stoked right now. I cannot wait to show you guys, and I cannot wait to see my UTV starting to get wrapped. I don't know how far they've gotten. While my dad's working at the shop doing the suspension and getting his rig all dialed in, I ended up bringing mine. I found a place called 704 Wraps here, and they do an unbelievable job. I saw some of the vehicles that they've done, and I've been so impressed. And so anyway, we're gonna go stop in right now, check out the wrap, kind of show you guys the theme that I went with, the colors and everything like that. And then we'll head back to the shop. So let's get there and check this bad boy out. We got this is the wrap master right here. What's up, big dog?
How you doing?
Good, you? Dang, this thing just looks good in here, huh?
Yeah, it does. Put it at an angle.
Nice, man. So he's already started.
He already started it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. Look at that. Yeah, the grays and blacks came out good. Yeah, I was telling everyone I saw this when I pulled. Did you do all the door jams and everything?
Yes, it's already on this side already.
So this is fully wrapped. This was crazy. Holy cow.
The jams. We're gonna do the calipers now.
I was impressed because he's all, yeah, we did the front roll bar. So this is all wrapped too.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm excited, man. The razor looks so good. You can see that. I'll throw a time lapse on it and watch her get all done. But yeah, that's nice. It's gonna look completely different. All right, so for the UTV build, we got a lot of parts that came in. I wanted to show you, these are the wheels we're going with. So KMC makes these. This is a full beadlock, and I did the factory style offset. And I just don't know if I'm gonna keep the red to match the wrap yet, or there's actually a black cap that could go on there. I'm gonna show you guys the wrap here in just a second. But also, I wanna show you guys all this stuff that came in. I went with all Baja Designs lights. So these are the same style lights I put on the boat. And then I also did a light on the back that is going to be hooked up to the brakes and running lights and things like that. So I got a lot of stuff kind of plan out. And then today also we're getting the full roll cage and a bunch of goodies coming on a big pallet. So when that comes here, I'll unload it, and that's going to completely change the build. But let me turn the camera around. I already started placing the stickers on it to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. But the razor is fully wrapped. Look at how good it looks. So this is one side of the razor. We got all the logos on. I just can't wait till we throw on the roll cage, the wheels and tires, the bumpers, everything like that. Throw the seats in here. This thing is gonna completely start taking shape. It looks like a little race car. Like even the stance of it, since Shock Therapy went through and lowered the whole thing, this thing is gonna be a little race machine. And I cannot wait to finally drive this thing for the first time. It's been sitting here for a very long time because I didn't really realize that all the custom things I'm doing would take so long. So with that being said, I gotta throw on the rest of the stickers on this side. I gotta put some on the hood, and then we'll get right to mounting wheels, tires. I got some BFGs, show you guys the actual tire I got. And then right after that, the roll cage and everything's gonna be ready to put on. And then we're gonna go drive this thing for the first time. So I just wanted to show you kind of what it looks like with all the parts. So let's get busy. All right, so not everyone knows how to mount tires, and not everyone knows what a beadlock is. So I wanted to show you guys the tire combo I'm going with on my Polaris. I went with a BF Goodrich. This is a mud terrain. I love the way the sidewall is with the side bite and how all the grooves are and everything. This is actually a 30-inch tire. So this is a KM3. And I'm actually going down on size. The factory tire on the Polaris is a 32, but this will kind of help my gearing for the short, kind of coming out of corners and things like that. So I wanted to show you guys kind of just what I do to mount a tire. First things first, I use glass cleaner or whatever we got in the shop. I'll go through and actually spray the tire. So I spray this side, spray that side. And by the way, people watching, I'm not a tire expert. This is just how I've learned to do things throughout the years. Find out the direction of the tire. All you do is just push it on. Pretty simple. And then you want to make sure, since this is a beadlock and there's an actual beadlock ring, which I'll show you. Where's that beadlock ring? Hold on. So here's what is special about a beadlock, an actual true beadlock wheel, is the tire sits into the groove of the wheel. And then you actually have a beadlock that goes and pinches the actual tire, and you bolt this thing down with about 20 or so bolts. And what that does is when you're turning a corner and you're going sideways and that tire folds under the wheel, it doesn't debead the tire and give you a flat tire. So doing it like this is the best way to have it if you're gonna do any type of racing or if you're driving your rig hard. So let's bolt this all up and let's get it on the car. One thing I want to show you guys before we start, anti-seize. I recommend getting the gold. It's a lot easier to get off your hands. But you want to anti-seize every single one of these bolts that you put in this beadlock ring. That way, one day when you go to change tires, there's no corrosion from the bolt to the actual wheel. So let's get all the bolts in here. So the last thing that's important is you want to make sure and torque every single one of these. So on every one of these, this is what takes a while. You have to go through and torque them. It takes forever. I just messed up pretty big time. You know when you get like a brand new paint job and you don't want to scratch it and then finally something happens? Well, that's exactly what just happened here. Got all the wheels mounted. And I backed it up, pulled it forward, and I'm like, what is that grinding sound? This is the factory mud scraper. So obviously, because I changed wheels, it's different than the Polaris wheel. And it just completely gouged the whole friggin' wheel.
At least it's on the inside.
Did that really just happen? Just when I thought we were dialed in. I also have another idea after I fix this thing. I was thinking about doing some cool kind of hubcap fill here. So I think it'd be cool to laser a little thing in here and kind of pinch it, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. But let me fix this issue first, and then I'll show you guys how we customize and put our logo and things. All right, so I have about a 1/4 inch of clearance now. Now we should be dialed in, ready to go. So all I did is I found a piece of aluminum that we had that was already black. And I cut out a little circle like this because that'll be like perfect size for that. And then now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to take this over to the laser. We got a cheap laser a long time ago that works really good for what we do. And I am actually going to laser in the logo. So let me show you kind of what I'm talking about. So I kept it pretty simple. I just did DeBerti 70 so you guys could kind of watch how this works. It's actually pretty cool. So once it's all done lasering, which will just be a few more seconds, we'll go through it on the actual wheel and I'll show you guys what it looks like. But yeah, that is kind of how we do things. So look at how awesome that's gonna look. So that on the wheel, you can already kind of see what I'm talking about. So let me get it on and then I'll show you it all after. Holy cow, I love the way that looks. All right, we'll do all 4. And then we'll keep going. So the most important part to the whole car just got here, the whole roll cage, and there's a lot of surprises that I haven't shared with you guys. But oh my gosh, look at that bad boy. Oh yeah.
Cal, this is like a trophy truck cage.
This is freaking beautiful. So the company that made this is SF Raceworks.
Holy cow!
Look at how beautiful. See, I love the way just the whole box structure looked and just everything about it. And this is like a real squatty deal. And what you guys aren't seeing yet is there's full window nets here that are actually mounted on a ram. And those are coming separate from this box, but
check this out. It's already got the light bracket on there.
I know.
That's unbelievable.
Which I'll show you guys the lights that we're putting on this. I already have them in the shop, so we'll be able to pull that up and show you guys. But oh my gosh,
this is no joke.
I'm so glad I found this cage online, and I was patient to have it shipped all the way from California.
Man, what a nice cage.
Is this sexy?
Beyond. What is this?
Number plates. Let's go right here. They Zeus in right there.
This is how this came?
Yep.
So you don't have to do nothing. We just need to coat this thing and test fit everything and coat it, and
it's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, I am so stoked. Let's get it in the shop. I want to show you guys the lights and everything that we decided to go with this light bar, and then we could throw it on the car. All right.
Looking okay that way?
Yep. All right, go ahead. Hold on. All right, good. We got a convertible, boys and girls. Look at how funny this looks with no top. All right.
Is that going the factory holes in the rear?
Yeah. All right, go down slowly. Does that change it or what? Holy cow! This is probably one of the nicest cages I've ever seen. Look at the difference. I had to pull off the rear fenders, but oh my, it looks
You know what it is? The craftsmanship is unbelievable.
it looks like a full race car.
But the style that they did on it, even it's got a slight radius across the top.
Friggin' unreal.
Wow.
And again, every single car is going to be different, so you got to give any roll cage out there like a little love, like pull here and there. But this thing sat on so easy.
No, I think it's perfect.
See how low the rake is in the rear? Now the car looks level. I threw on one of the Baja Designs lights just to see how it looked on the light bar.
Oh, that looks insane.
What's crazy is the fact that besides like the roll cage, everything on this car is basically factory. So it's kind of crazy. You could throw a wrap on one of these cars and make it look like a full-blown race car. Man, I'm just absolutely stoked. SF Raceworks, you guys went over and above and delivered probably one of the nicest products I've seen on one of these roll cages before.
They even put the slightest radius in this bar. I mean, this is insane. This is nice.
I just can't wait to get out there and fully test the whole car with all the new stuff. And keep in mind too, you guys, we got all the shock therapy shocks on. I haven't even driven this since everything's been revalved. So this whole car is going to be a complete different car, and especially because I got the 30-inch BFGs on the car. That's going to make a massive difference. And I don't know like what that's going to do as far as the gearing. We're going to find out here pretty soon, but I am so excited with how this is looking. I just set the front bumper on. Look at how much it actually changed the whole front end of the car. When you look at it from this angle right here, it looks so mean. Let's pull it off, get it all prepped, and then we're gonna paint this bad boy all up. So the other thing I'm doing currently is I drilled the holes right here. This is going down to the factory chassis. And again, this is one thing I really loved about this cage is there's a secondary B pillar, which most of the aftermarket cages and the factory cage don't have. It's just an extra support for if you crash real bad. And so this, I got to weld all the way to the factory tube down here. I know it's kind of hard to see, so I got to finish kind of trimming this out, and then I'll sand this down, and then I'll TIG weld this fully to the chassis. It's going to be very tight to get to, so it's going to be kind of tricky, but let me kind of finish that. We'll get some things painted so it's drying, and then we should be able to pull the cage for the last time, fully paint it, and then throw it back on the car. So this is all looking good right here. So what I'm doing right now is I just got some 320 grit sandpaper, and I'm just sanding down, prepping the front bumper. Man, you could really see when I start sanding. Look at how beautiful all the welds are on just all this right here, the bumper and the cage. I want to show you guys a trick that I use for everything. It's called Steal It. You guys may have seen me using it. I've just been having it getting shaken up here. But Steal It, this is like my trick right here. What I love about Steal It is one, it's literally made of stainless steel. So it's not like any other spray paint. Like if you were in a pinch, you could actually weld right through this. And then the other thing is the way it lays on and the way it lasts for a long time. The whole Tacoma, the whole Silverado, all of our vehicles, the whole chassis is all Steal It. So I'm gonna use this to paint everything. I wanted to get this gray because it kind of matches the wrap a little bit. I think it's gonna have like a really cool look when everything's gray, and then the whole wrap and everything's black and gray. So I'm gonna get this all cleaned up and we'll paint it. I'll show you guys how this lays on. But yeah, let's finish prepping this front bumper, paint it, and then let's throw it on. So you can see the gray in the wrap. That's why I went with this gray. I matched it as close as I could. So let's get this bad boy all painted. I got this kind of set up here. We'll start with the back here. Oh yeah, this is gonna look so good. Just want to make sure you get every angle. So now we're pulling the cage back off. I got some things to weld on it, and then we'll go fully paint it on that rack right there, and then we'll be ready to roll. Yeah, this is what I got to figure out right now. Again, this isn't needed, but this will be nice. I'll cut that down, and you'll never even know we ever cut anything. Got some free labor in the shop today. My buddy Mike came over. We got this bad boy all sanded down, cleaned up, ready to go. I got the cover plates, and as you can see, got them all dialed. I just got to paint them up. So let's get the roll cage all painted. I'm doing the same paint that I did on the front bumper. Look at how good the front bumper looks on. So I'm gonna do this Steel It Gray. This is actually called Steel Gray. So let's go paint it. Alright, so we're finally putting the cage on. I am so stoked right now. We're gonna see the whole wrap and everything finally match. So let's get it on. Alright, come on down. Wow. This looks amazing.
This does look really good.
Look at the gray. I just loved it. And I was hoping that it would flow so perfect. The gray flows perfect with that. I did realize I messed up on this HP Tuner logo right there. I'll have to move it. But oh my gosh. Dad, I love it. All right, we'll get it finished, bolted up, and then get everything else going. But wow. I'm having to wire up everything. So I got kind of wires laid out. I'm running all Baja Designs lights. So I got some rock lights. I've got one here. So I'm gonna do one on each corner. And then I wanted to show you guys the full light bar all connected, which looks unreal. So we're running 5 of the LP4. These are all Baja Designs as well, and there's backlights in them. So if you guys remember, these are kind of the same style lights I did on the boat, but just a little bit smaller version. The other cool thing that I'm gonna be the first one to ever test is Skosh sent me this thing, and this is called a 6 switcher. So this is a pretty compact button system. So you see that there's a power, and then there's different buttons here, and I'm actually going to be able to label those buttons with different things. So lights, headlights, interior lights, and then this is basically a fuse box that everything runs into. So it's going to be pretty simple to hook up everything, all the hots here, and then ground everything out. And so I got to wire that in as well. And then we got all the bumper lights. This is a reverse light right here, Baja Designs RTL. And what that means is you actually, I have an option to do all blinkers, tail lights, everything like that. So this will sit on top of the rear cage. So we got a lot of work to do. My dad is over here trying to figure out all the wiring. He's a lot smarter than me when it comes to wiring. So we're gonna run all the wires, do everything like that. But when we're all done today, this thing is going to be ready to go. And then at the end of the video, I can't wait because it's going to be all the beauty, awesome shots. So let's keep going. We got a lot of wires, a lot of things to connect, and then we'll get this bad boy all done. Checking in with my pops. What you got going on over here?
So we are doing a little solder action so we don't have a 1-inch diameter
Wire harness?
Yeah.
So we are, I kept saying we're running 5 of the LP4s. We're actually running 6. I don't know how I messed that one up. But my dad, basically what he's doing is he is making it to where we don't have a huge amount of wires coming out of this thing, because otherwise the wire harness would be this thick. So with that being said,
a little shrink wrap action. A little overkill for the flame. A little factory action look.
That's a lot going on there. I'll let them keep going. I am about to hook up the Skosh 6 switcher. So I got it right here. All dialed in. I got kind of everything out and ready. It's a very simple unit. I just basically hook it up to hot, ground, and ignition. And these are going to be my hots coming out. So I got a 30, 220s, 210s, and a 5 amp breaker. And then this is basically going to be the new switch box. So I got to figure out the best place to put this, and then we'll be good to go. So I want this to be like a complete dual purpose. I want to be able to full on race this thing with all the parts and everything that we've done to it. But I also want to, when we get to the racetrack, pull off all the lights that weigh a lot and pull off the ice chest and things that we have that we are actually utilizing this Polaris to do kind of a mix of dual sports, trail riding and racing. And I wanted to point out some parts that I got directly off the Polaris website. One is I got this ice chest to throw back there when we are trail riding. So we're gonna be able to mount that. And there's these mounts that are actually pretty cool that lock it down with these quick clips right here. And then the other one is this storage box right here. A lot of the times, always throw like my jacket or hat in the glove box. And what'll be cool about this is we could put it in here, or I could throw a spare belt or anything like that. I also got a set of these mirrors, and I think that this is going to finish off the roll cage portion, just because obviously when you're strapped in, it's hard to see behind the actual car. So we'll be able to throw these on here and we'll be able to see. So with all that being said, let me throw these ice chests and the storage container, and let me show you guys kind of what that looks like. I'm really excited to put it on. And this is a big bed in the Polaris, so I feel like it's gonna completely fill up all this area right here. So let's put it on. Probably went overkill with the size of this ice chest, but I wanted to be able to pack a full-on lunch if we went somewhere, or a whole bag of ice and waters. You see these with the quick mounts right here? All right, so I got the ice chest in. Let's throw in the storage box. Look at that. So it's kind of hard to film, but Pops and I were wiring up the light bar. We fully soldered all these wires right here. Now we're gonna shrink wrap them, and then my dad found a full waterproof connection, kind of the same exact style we did on the boat. So this is one end, and then there's another end over there that we're gonna wire to the actual light bar. So the next step is we're gonna get all the heat shrink on, and then we're gonna set the light bar. And then we're about done. We just got to throw seats and everything in it from there.
Yeah, you better get ready for the weekend, because I've been working on this all week and I want that one done. So tell the wife you're not coming home.
We're supposed to work on them together.
I know, but all we've been doing is working on yours.
Well, thanks for all the help, Dad.
Yeah, you're welcome. Light up my life. You give me hope.
Don't do that.
Did you get it? Did you light up my life?
Dad, oh, you were being actually sweet. Anyway, this is the last part to the Polaris S build, and I'm so excited. We're gonna snap to the final ending. I want to show you guys the beauty. I know this has been a long episode, and we've been so busy. This build has taken a turn I didn't think it was going to do, with how nice it is, and it's basically like a full little race car now. Coming up soon, very soon, is my dad's build. We haven't even started. I've pulled my dad off because I've needed his help, and so stay tuned if you want to see the Expedition build. I'm very excited for this build right here, because this is basically like a full-on car. And we got a lot of stuff right here. All these boxes are for this build. As you're watching there, that's a little hint of what you guys are about to see. But stay tuned. Have a blessed day. Thank you guys for watching. Let's snap to the beauties.